These atoms are the key to understanding where electricity comes from. You see, electricity has a lot to do with some of the particles that make up an atom because two of them have an electrical charge. We're going to look at these two particles to see where they're located and what kind of charge they have. This is a hydrogen atom. It's made up of two different particles. The one in the center, or nucleus, is called the proton. Protons have a positive charge. The other particle is called an electron. It orbits around the proton in much the same way that a planet orbits around the sun. Electrons have a negative charge. There are three important characteristics of electrical charges you ought to know. The first is that opposite electrical charges of equal value cancel each other out. The second is that opposite electrical charges attract each other. The third is that like charges repel. Now, let's say this proton has a charge of 1. That means the nucleus has a positive charge of 1. The number of electrons in an atom equals the number of protons, so the negative charge here is 1. That makes the total charge of this atom 0, because the opposite charges cancel each other out. That's an important point. When the positive charges of an atom equal the negative charges, the net charge is 0. The atom is neutral. The fact that opposite charges attract is the reason that this atom stays together. This negatively charged electron keeps revolving around the nucleus because it's attracted to its positive charge. Sometimes it's possible to remove electrons from their orbits. You can see that happening here. The movement of negatively charged electrons is electrical current. Where does electricity come from? It occurs when electrons are detached from the orbit of one atom and are attracted towards a positive charge somewhere else. To detach these electrons and get them to move, you need a steady source of energy to keep them moving. Now, there are 6 basic sources of energy that can do the job. They're friction, heat, pressure, light, chemical action, and magnetism. Chemical action and magnetism are the energy sources used most often in a generating plant. We'll describe each of the 6 sources briefly, starting with friction. When objects made of two materials are rubbed together, friction is created. One object, such as this wool cloth, transfers some of its electrons to the other object, such as this rubber rod. The rod becomes negatively charged by having a surplus of electrons, and the cloth becomes positively charged from a deficiency of electrons. This creates a static electric effect, which we can see by holding the rod near these positively charged bits of paper. Static electricity is what's causing these bits of paper to stick to the rod.